Starting a garden is one thing, and nurturing it over a season, that's an entirely different animal. There are two things that can really mess up a garden's progress over the course of a summer, let's say, and that would be too many pests and also, believe it or not, too much sun. So in this chapter, I'm going to show you how to make a really simple shade box that you can put on top of your vegetables to protect them from pests and too much sun. And it's made from PVC, so it's really lightweight, inexpensive, and easy to put together. I'm going to put this in my salsa garden to protect my young tomatoes, so let's get started. This sunshade that we're going to build right here, it's going to protect my precious tomatoes from a little bit of heat stress, at the same time prevent any flying insects from coming in and laying their eggs. All the materials you need are found at any hardware or big box store. We only need 1/2-inch PVC pipe. The amount will vary depending on the size of your garden, but I picked up about 30 feet. Then you'll need 8 3-way PVC connectors, a roll of black shade cloth that offers between 30 to 60% UV protection, a pack of zip ties, and cutting tools, either a hacksaw or a PVC cutter, and some scissors. Now that we know the materials we need, let's jump into the build. My first step is to just measure roughly how big I want this box to be. So because I know I want to protect these tomatoes specifically, so I'm going to make the shade box slightly bigger than all 4 of them. It looks like it's going to be around 30 inches by 30 inches, so that's what I'll cut these to. I need to cut 12 pieces at that length in order to form a perfect cube. Let's make our mark. 12 pieces of PVC are cut. All we have to do now is assemble them, and you do that by simply sliding the ends into the 3-way PVC connectors. The beauty of a system like this is you can make it any size you want. If I wanted to cover the whole salsa garden, I certainly could, just by cutting a different length of PVC. And at the same time, you can put different materials over this frame. For example, if you wanted to extend your growing season as fall and winter approach, you can add what's called a frost blanket. It's just a lightweight fabric that will buffer the temperature by 5 to 10 degrees. If you are struggling, let's say with a bird that likes to come in and eat a lot of your harvest, then bird netting can be a great product for you to add. It's got a little bit wider of a gap, so it doesn't block as much sun, but it will protect birds from coming in and nibbling on your crops. All sorts of pests are drawn towards tomatoes, like fruit flies and stink bugs, but on these tomatoes, I'm specifically watching out for a pest called the tomato hornworm. It's a very large green caterpillar. If left unchecked on your tomato plants, they will eat the leaves in no time, and your tomatoes have no chance to grow. With this frame, though, we won't even deal with that. The hornworms won't be able to get through the shade cloth we'll cover it with. So the frame's almost together. All we're gonna do now is test fit it over our tomatoes. So let's put it over. Looks like that fits really, really well. Next step is to add the shade cloth. So I went to the local garden center and picked up some shade cloth. So check this out. You can see through it. So light's getting in, plants are still getting fed by that photosynthesis, but not all of it's coming through. I've chosen roughly 50% shade cloth, so that'll block around half the sunlight. I'm draping the shade cloth over 5 of the 6 sides of the cube and then zip tying it together at the corners and midpoints. Finally, use scissors to cut off the ends of the shade cloth and the zip ties, and our shade cover is complete. The only thing left to do is to pop it over our tomato plants, and immediately they're getting relief from pests that might want to come in and eat them, while still allowing rain, air, and light to come through. What I like to do is leave these covers on sometimes when the plant is young to protect them from pests, give them a nice healthy start, and I can take it off when they're more mature, and at that point they should be able to fight off pests, disease, or whatever else comes their way. In this chapter, you've learned how to make a really simple shade box that you can slot over any part of your garden to protect it from too much sun or all of the pests that want to munch on your crops. So feel free to make a few of these and pop them around in different spots of the garden to protect plants at different stages of their life. So have fun in the garden, and I'll see you next time.